Good evening, everyone. I hereby call the January 26, 2021 Town Council meeting to order. And note that we have a quorum with all council members present this evening. Town Manager Steve Norwood is unable to be with us, but in his stead is Assistant Town Manager Wade Carroll. I'd also like to extend a very special welcome and hello to all of our first responders that have joined us here this evening, our police and fire. Thank you guys so much, and ladies, for being here this evening, and thank you for all you do. I certainly appreciate that. Also, a special welcome to some members of our Trophy Club Rotary and our Byron Nelson High School Student Council, so welcome. I'd like to call on Pastor Brooks to deliver our invocation for this evening.
Let's bow together. Father God, you've blessed us beyond measure. You've allowed us to live into a land where we're free, to make our own laws, to govern ourselves, to speak freely and worship you freely. Father, I pray for this esteemed body of people in front of us, these public servants, these women and men who've vowed on their sacred honor to defend and take care of their neighbors in this community. Father, I pray that we would continue to be a great community because we're good, and allow us to always remember to put you first. In the name of Christ we pray. Amen.
And Mayor Pro Tem Lamont will lead us in our pledges.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Honor
the Texas flag.
I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas,
one state, under God,
one
and indivisible.
Moving on to public comments, this is an opportunity for citizens to address the council on any matter. The council is not permitted to take action on or discuss any presentations made to the council. You may speak up to 4 minutes or the time limit determined by the presiding officer. Each speaker must complete the speaker's form that includes the topics to be presented. You may also send an email to mayorandcouncil@trophyclub.org. Madam Secretary, do we have anyone to sign up for public comments this evening? Okay. Before we move on to the town manager report, I would like to congratulate our Byron Nelson High School competition cheer team for the recent win of the UIL 6A Division II Spirit State Championship. That's a pretty big deal here in Trophy Club, so they will be formally recognized at our February 23rd meeting. So great job, ladies. Congratulations. Item 1 will receive Town Manager Steve Norwood's report, but given by Assistant Town Manager Wade Carroll.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Tonight, for the business spotlight, we want to shine our spotlight on the Starwood Cafe. Mr. Rashidi, are you here this evening? Mr. Rashidi, you want to come forward and have a little conversation here with Council? Make a few comments.
How are you?
Doing well.
Hi, folks. How y'all doing?
Great, how are you?
Good. Thank y'all for having me tonight. I'm Danny Rashidi. I'm one of the owners of Starwood Cafe. Just opened a couple months ago in November in new Trophy Club Town Center development and off of Trophy Club Drive in 114. Thank y'all for having me tonight, and I want to thank y'all and the residents of Trophy Club for the really the great outpouring of support we received since opening. I've had countless numbers of you come and introduce yourselves to me, and big showing of support on social media since we opened too, and we're surprised pleasantly by it, and really do appreciate it. So really happy to be here in town, and thank y'all for that, and thank y'all for having us here tonight. So wanted to share a little bit about our story and just a little bit about our business too. We moved here from Northern Illinois back in 2012. My whole family's been in the restaurant business, going way back to my grandpa. He immigrated here in 1962 from Albania. Worked in the restaurant business pretty much his whole life until he was able to open up his own place. My father and my uncle eventually took over. I grew up working there, waiting tables, washing dishes, and pretty much everything else. Today it's my father, my uncle, my sister, and I. Believe it or not, we get along pretty well together too. We've been fortunate enough to, this Trophy Club location was our 11th here in DFW. My little brothers, too, are involved when they're not in school, help us out with quite a few things. My little sister made the PowerPoint up there. I think there's a couple more buttons to cycle through on there, but she labeled herself as boss number one. Kind of the way you can tell she made it, but
Oh, there.
Good boss.
Oh,
real boss, there you go. We specialize in your traditional diner-style cafe food, nothing too fancy. Simple, warm, fill your belly type food. We sprinkle in a couple modern, healthy items in there too. But really, just like to thank you guys. We do some of our menu. We do some. So a lot of bacon and eggs. It's our number one seller at all of our locations. We do a lot of omelets, some specialty pancakes, some nice sandwiches and salads and burgers as well. But again, too, just wanted to thank you guys for having us here and for welcoming us so warmly into your city, and allowing us to kind of be in front of you and speak and say a few words tonight, too. So thank y'all. That's really all I had, and appreciate you guys, and hope y'all have a great night.
well, we're certainly happy to have you guys here in Trophy Club. I know I love going there to eat quite a bit, and you have a little bit of fancy in there. You've got some avocado salad in there and some Tuscan sandwiches, so love everything I've had on your menu, and everyone else I've spoken to has just all good things to say, and we really are happy you're here with us in Trophy Club, and I'm glad that you've felt our warm welcome here. So thanks for coming and talking to us tonight. And say hi to the real boss for me.
Thanks.
Thank you, Ms. Rashidi. And I agree, Alicia, they have some great food over there. And as you saw before you and council at the last meeting, they have their beer and wine sales now available over there. So they can help us out in both food, beer, and wine. So we're glad to have them in town, and they're going to be some great partners for the future. So that concludes my report. Anybody have any questions? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on to our proclamations, we do have two this evening. The first is for our 2020 ranking as the second safest city in Texas. Try saying that fast 3 times, it's not easy. So we are the second safest city in Texas within our category. And so I'll read the proclamation. Proclamation 2021-01, Town of Trophy Club, Texas. A proclamation of the Town of Trophy Club Council recognizing the 2020 ranking for the Town of Trophy Club as the second safest city in Texas. Whereas in 2017, the Town of Trophy Club was ranked the first safest city in Texas by SafeWise due to its commitment to the safety and security of its residents and its effort in community safety and crime prevention. In 2018 and 2019, Trophy Club ranked as the third safest city in Texas. In 2020, Business Insurance Resource Advisor Smith reported that Trophy Club had been named the second safest city in Texas using 2019 crime reports from the FBI. And whereas the study separates 655 cities into 3 lists based on population to provide meaningful comparisons on reported crime rates, this included 418 small cities, 198 mid-sized cities, and 39 large cities. And whereas Trophy Club being ranked the second safest city in Texas is a tremendous compliment to the men and women of the Trophy Club Police Department for their dedication and commitment to providing a high level of police service, and whereas an equal compliment is hereby extended to the residents of Trophy Club who assist the town and its police department on a daily basis by being the eyes and ears of the community who also have high regards for our law enforcement. Now, therefore, I, Mayor Alicia L. Fleury, in conjunction with the Trophy Club Town Council, do hereby proclaim Trophy Club as the second safest city in Texas, passed and approved by the Trophy Club Town Council this 26th day of January 2021. I move to approve this proclamation as read. Do I have a second?
Second. Got it.
Okay. Call. Okay, motion made by myself and a second by Councilmember Munger. All in favor? Okay, the motion carries. It's unanimous. And I'd like to invite Chief Arata to say a few words.
Mayor, Council, I want to thank you for that recognition. And I want to thank the, the officers of the police department that spend every day, 7 days a week here protecting the town and doing what it takes. But they work in their own brand of community service and working within the community. So it is the community here that makes us the safest place to live. The officers are out there every day, not only interacting with the students at the schools, but also people walking up and down the streets and just being out there to be visible. And our volunteer program is really a big help in this program. So, I mean, we have volunteers that come and help us drive the cars around, the citizens on patrol, and just helping us every day answer the phone and talk to people for us. So you're right. In the proclamation, you talked about the eyes and ears of the town. It is. They really are. Everybody in this town works to help us keep us the safest place in Texas. So I want to thank you and thank the officers for what they do every day. So thank you.
We'll present this to you, and Detective Anilo, I'd like to congratulate you on your promotion. I know it was a pretty big deal when we were awarded the grant for a juvenile detective position, and I can't think of a better person being an SRO at Byron at our schools than you. So congratulations. That's a pretty big deal, and we wanted to recognize you for that as well.
They're real wide angle lens for this one. Yeah.
Hernandez, you're up. Come on.
Yeah. Yeah, yes.
You can't sit back here.
That's kind of like me standing in the back row right there.
I got to go to, right after you got left,
Yeah.
I got to go to
I'm not an engineer, but I can figure it out. I noticed they put the shortest one in the very back.
Yeah, that's. Don't pass out.
Guy, they need to take that mic and
German Shepherd service. So no pictures. I'm like, you just see corn.
It's awesome. I think Melissa is accidentally calling me.
Thank you all very much. Item 3 is our next proclamation, Town of Trophy Club, Texas, proclamation number 2021-02. A proclamation of the Town Council of the Town of Trophy Club, Texas, supporting February 2021 as Kindness Awareness Month in Trophy Club and providing an effective date. Whereas the incident of random acts of violence in the United States has reached epidemic levels, and whereas the Town of Trophy Club recognizes the value of simple acts of kindness performed without prompting or reason, and how these acts can positively impact the performer, the recipient, and onlooker of the good deed, and whereas February 14th through February 20th has been declared International Random Acts of Kindness Week, and our NISD Trophy Club schools have been challenged to perform random acts of kindness as part of our campaign for kindness, and whereas by providing random acts of kindness and reaching out to one another, regardless of social or economic status, education, gender, origin, religious belief, age, lifestyle, or abilities, we extend an opportunity for grace, dignity, and acceptance that might not otherwise be offered. And whereas to initiate a student-led, community-wide, COVID-friendly campaign for kindness via activities and events promoting kindness to include a town town-sponsored virtual Fun Run for Kindness through a coordinated partnership between Northwest Independent School District, Beck Elementary School, Lakeview Elementary School, Meadow Middle School, Byron Nelson High School, the Town of Trophy Club, and Hope Kindness Community that is strategically designed to create a culture of kindness. Through this campaign, students, their families, and our residents will be called to action to change their community and the world. Therefore, I, Alicia L. Fleury, in conjunction with the Town Council of the Town of Trophy Club, Texas, do hereby proclaim February 2021 as Kindness Awareness Month. I'd like to make a motion to approve as read.
Second?
Okay, a motion by myself and a second by Councilmember Gerasi. All in favor? Okay, it's unanimous. The motion carries. I would like to invite our representative from Trophy Club Rotary to the podium, please. We have Heather Hancock and Chastity Murphy. I think Heather is our president, and Chastity is, what's your position on the board? I'm sorry. Marketing, promotion, all the stuff you're good at. So we wanted you to receive this proclamation tonight to recognize Trophy Club Rotary for all the kindness you've been spreading this entire year with all the programs you've supported. And Heather, can you just remind us of some of the many things that Rotary has been doing this year?
Absolutely. First of all, Mayor, Council, thank you for having us here tonight. We are an absolute service organization, and our job is to serve the community. And some of the things we do, we help with Meals on Wheels. We did Salvation Army bell ringing, and we raised quite a bit of money for that. We did a coat drive and donated the coats to the homeless shelter in Fort Worth. And right now we are gathering food and snack packs for Byron Nelson High School students that may not get some of those supplies on the weekends. So we're working with Chastity Murphy's office here in Trophy Club to gather those supplies and getting those out to the students on Friday so they have food over the weekends. And COVID has been a little bit of it's been a little bit of a struggle with COVID, trying to get out there in the community and serve the way that we really want to, but we're having to get creative with our ways, and that's what we're doing.
I think you've also gone out to homes and helped with cleanup and a little bit of sprucing up homes, and I know food drives for Community Storehouse, who does serve our school district. Because sometimes kids, the only meal they have is at school, and so during COVID, when there was no school, there was no food. So I know there was a lot of food drives going on, and we had a great response within Trophy Club to get food to these kids, and also just trash pickup on the highway. You guys do that too,
We
so.
gotta keep Trophy Club beautiful.
But thank you for all you do for our community and surrounding communities, and I have to say, we had a little friendly competition with a neighboring city with our bell ringing, and I think we won, right?
We did.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you for having us.
Wait, before you leave, tell everybody when you meet, where you meet, and who can come.
Yeah, so we meet every Friday morning at the Country Club at 8 a.m. Our meetings are exactly 1 hour, so you can come, have a nice breakfast, listen to a great speaker, and then head off to work. It's a great way to start your Friday. Anybody in the community that has a heart to serve is welcome. And if you would like to join us or come check us out as a visitor, just let us know, and we will gladly welcome you. Thank you.
And also all the faith, hope, love signs you see throughout our community, that's also from our Trophy Club members, Alan, Vivian, and his wife.
Thank you.
Thank you. See you Friday. Okay, now I would like to invite our representatives from our Byron Nelson High School Student Council to talk about how they're participating in Campaign for Kindness this year. If you guys like to come to the podium. This chair. I know we have a few more. Mason, come on up.
Hi, my name is Sydney Forster. I'm a junior at Byron Nelson, and I'm the Pride and Patriotism Committee Chair.
Hello, my name is Jordan Coffin, and I am the student body president of Byron Nelson High School. I'm also a senior.
Hello, I'm Daniela Gomez. I'm student body vice president, and I'm also a senior.
My name is Mason Stapleton, and I'm the Student Council Executive Board Treasurer.
Hello, I'm Abigail Springfield, and I am the Student Council Executive Board Secretary, and I am a sophomore.
So this year for Kindness Month, we do little things around our campus every year, but one thing that we noticed that we were definitely missing out on was some service to all of our veterans and also our active duty military that are currently deployed overseas in the Middle East. And an organization that we're super excited to partner with is called Support Our Soldiers. They're based out of Fort Worth. They're about 45 minutes away from us. And they do all kinds of really great things. And specifically in the town, we'd like to host a service drive to get certain items delivered to them. And they do actively communicate with them like on a daily basis, so they're able to see the specific needs, and we would be able to, as a town, cater to those.
So Cindy kind of touched on what we do for, or what we are trying to do for our service project in the community, but I'm going to speak about like what we're doing at our school. So specifically, we have advisory, which is just a period during the day when like all of our students are in one place and we can broadcast our lessons to them. So one lesson that we're working on specifically is for the Kindness Month that we're preparing right now, and we really wanted to get alumni from Byron specifically. So one of our past alumni, Kwame Amba, and our previous or last year's student body president, Brandon Booth, we are having them prepare advisory lesson, or they're going to be a component of our advisory lesson that we're showing to our students, just to show just kind of what they did for Kindness Month and how they were involved and really showcase what they did during their years. So that was just one other component. So, yeah.
Okay, and something else we're doing at our school to spread kindness is we're making clothespins that say positive messages. The students love it, and we all just spread it around to all the students and teachers too. Another thing we're doing is we're making visuals also to spread kindness. Since it's also Black History Month, we want to incorporate that too. And we're making something really big this week, actually, and we're going to put it up. And that's also going to go along with the advisory lessons and everything. So we just kind of tie it all together just to spread kindness everywhere.
And another thing that we plan on doing at Byron, we typically do it every year. They're the February Kindness Challenges. So each day there will be a new challenge for Kindness Month. And we hope to also promote that out on the community level as well to get our community members involved. Just neighborly camaraderie, just as our students are involved at the school.
And one of the other ways to get our students involved is that we will have kindness dress up days so that they can try to like embody the kindness. Like on one of our days is get up and be kind, and it's going to be a PJ day to get more students involved and show some kindness pride.
And one last big component that we do at our school, and each year Byron's constantly growing, we cut out 2,700 individual hearts that have kind messages, and we write every student and staff's name on them, and then cover our walls. It's usually a hit every single year, and kids hold onto their hearts and put them in on their phones, on their laptops, or pin them onto their backpacks. And so if you guys have any questions, we are more than happy to answer all of them.
You might have any questions? Well, thank you guys so much for coming and speaking so well about Kindness Month and Campaign for Kindness. And I know that the presenters you're bringing in are also going to be doing some material for our middle schools and our elementary schools. So all 4 schools will be doing different projects and participating in the service drives together. And we also invite the community to do that as well. And we'll have donation drop boxes off at the schools and different businesses around the community and here at Town Hall. And hope people join us for the fun run, our virtual fun run towards the end of the month. And to stay tuned for all the details of all the different kindness events that all of our schools will be participating in. You guys did such a great job, and I'm so glad to see you here tonight, and I will see you around school. Thank you so much. Oh, sure. I know Dr. Myers would like to. Yes. Oh, let me go take a picture. Yeah.
Hang on, the mayor's coming.
Yeah.
Well, I think Detective Nell needs to be in here with his kids too.
Yeah.
Sure. Did you have to stand up as well? Well, thank you, everyone, for being here for our proclamations. I know it took a little bit of time, but I think it's important to acknowledge where it's warranted and also to spread awareness. And since it did take a little bit, I'd like to propose that we move item, is it 15? 15 up. Is that okay with everyone? Since we have all of our first responders here, we'll move on to item 15, which is take appropriate action on public safety pay adjustments. Staff was asked to look at comparable cities and their public safety salaries, and their recommendations for all classifications within police and fire departments were provided to us for review and input. So, do I have a motion for this pay plan, or is there any discussion?
I move that we implement 2020, let me get on the right line here. 2020-409-T? Yep, take the public safety pay adjustments. I recommend approval.
Okay, I have a motion by Councilmember
Horribly
Monger.
worded. Sorry about that.
That's okay, we know what you meant. Letty will figure it out. Okay, we have a motion by Councilmember Monger and a second by Councilmember Wilson. All in favor? Okay, the vote is unanimous. Motion carries.
Mayor, council. On behalf of the men and women of the police department and I can't thank you guys enough for what you do for us every day and the support, so thank you.
Well, we thank you. We thank you for everything you guys do and certainly appreciate it, and it's happy to make this happen tonight.
We appreciate all your effort and your support on our behalf. We're a team, and we appreciate everything you've done for us, and we'll keep carrying forward and raising the bar. Thank you very much.
And same to you and your staff, Chief Taylor. We certainly appreciate everyone and everything you do. Thank you very much.
Got one speaker.
I'm sorry. Councilmember Schaffner.
Yeah, I want to thank staff. You know, it's always refreshing when we go to a retreat and staff actually listens to council. So I just want to thank staff for working quickly on this and making this a priority, which we made it a priority at our retreat, and it's nice to see that.
I have to agree on that. We were all in agreement to do this and fighting to do this and fighting over who wanted to do it more, I think, which was a nice feeling to be a part of. And staff definitely pulled it together quickly because, you know, we did ask, we want it on the next agenda, so you only had a couple weeks to put it together. So we do appreciate all the long, hard work. I know there were several council members involved, and all the extra work they put in is surely appreciated as well.
Thank you. And we just want to say thank you for council to, obviously from your support, like the chief said, but also for your input, right? You gave us some great input and some great feedback on the information that we put together and sent out. So that makes our job much easier when we know the will of council. So I just want to thank you very much for that input and for the teamwork that we showed here as both council and staff to get this accomplished. So it's a long time coming, so it's a very good thing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I drive a red Ford Fusion.
Caught me by surprise.
Wait, I drive a red Ford
they're-
Fusion.
We need to get them back out there, not at our meeting.
We need to get a sticker for you.
Yeah, you get a sticker?
That was nice to see everyone here. That was really nice. That was really nice. Okay. We are on to our public hearing items. Item 4 is a public hearing for domestic pet services, pet bar, and city vet. At this time, I hereby call these stated items under public hearing to order at 7:30 PM. Ms.
Good
Payne?
evening, Mayor and Council.
Good evening.
This public hearing is for all 3 pet services items requested for the Trophy Club Town Center, which is Zone PD 30. The developer of Trophy Club Town Center would like to allow for domestic pet services such as dog grooming and a veterinarian, but is proposing that each use must obtain an SUP from P&Z and Council so that those boards have the opportunity to determine if a particular use is appropriate in a specific location. The Exhibit B in your packet shows domestic pet services, SUP required, added to the list of permitted uses. Exhibit C shows the definition for domestic pet services, which includes grooming, training, pet supplies, medical care, and medical boarding. It specifies that all services are to be provided in an enclosed building and that the sale of pets or service for farm animals is not allowed. Pet bar is a dog groomer that falls under the domestic pet services definition, which requires an SUP. Pet bar offers full service and self-service grooming options and will be open 9 to 6, Monday through Friday. They plan to operate out of a 2,200 square foot suite shown on the exhibit and will have no outdoor usage of any kind. City Vet provides a veterinarian service that falls under the domestic pet services definition requiring an SUP. City Vet offers medical, dental, and surgical services, medical boarding, and will be open from 7 to 7 Monday through Friday and 8 to 6 on Saturday. They plan to operate out of a 3,600 square foot suite in the building that will be constructed on Lot 2 and will have no outdoor usage of any kind. Public notice has been distributed for these items and staff has received 3 letters in support from residents that live at Trophy Club Town Center. P&Z considered these items on January 7th. For the domestic pet services PD amendment, a motion was made to recommend approval as proposed, but that vote failed with 2 in favor and 5 against. Another motion was made to recommend approval with the condition that the definition is revised to not include medical care and medical boarding for veterinarian services as allowed uses, and that was passed 6-1. For the pet bar SUP, P&Z unanimously recommended approval of that SUP as proposed. And for the City Vet SUP, a motion was made to recommend denial of the request, which was passed by a vote of 5-2. Staff recommends approval of all 3 items and is available for questions, as is the applicant.
Councilmember Schaffner?
Yeah, so I had a couple questions. Without the definitions allowed, that was a 6-1 to vote for, correct? The city vet would not be allowed, is that correct? So I'm curious on why it was 6-1 on that vote and then 5-2 on the other vote.
Well, there was 5 that were against both and 1, basically there was 2 commissioners that wanted City Vet. And I think he probably voted to go ahead and try to get it through just to try to get something done. But the one that voted one way on one item and one way on the other item, he is very much in favor of City Vet. He uses them personally.
Okay. So was the definition voted for first, or?
Yes, the definition, the one that passed was the definition taking out medical care and medical boarding. And that's what was approved.
So in your opinion, the 5-4 vote or the 5-2 vote against, I noticed in the staff report that you said that they were, there was concern that a yard would be requested in the future. Was that their only concern? That you could?
That was the main concern. There were thoughts of medical being a more intense use. Is it a good use with restaurants nearby? Is overnight boarding going to be an issue? But And so 5 of them had questions about that, even though the city vet representative tried to explain that they have other locations without yards, as do other vets, and it wouldn't be an issue.
Okay, so my opinion on this is, I'm not really in favor of it personally, because it doesn't give us,
Oh,
you know.
excuse me.
Go ahead.
I-
You want to close the?
We're,
public
yeah,
hearing?
if we're going to discuss, we need to close the public
That's fine.
hearing. Okay,
We do have an applicant that is here as well.
right, so we can't, let's,
Well, you can close it. I mean, if nobody, no comments.
okay. Does anyone else want to comment during the public hearing portion before I close? Okay. Okay, the public hearing for item 4 concerning domestic pet services is closed at 7:35 PM.
Okay, so, I personally am not in favor of it, only because, it doesn't give us sales tax. But that being said, that's just a personal reason. I disagree with the Planning and Zoning Commission on this, because if you look at our ordinances under specific use permit, here's what it says. The discretionary specific use permit procedure is designed to enable the Planning and Zoning Commission and the Town Council to impose conditions upon such uses and structures that are designed to avoid, minimize, or mitigate potentially adverse effects upon the community or other properties in the vicinity of the proposed use or structure, and to deny requests for specific use permits that, when it is apparent that a proposed use or structure will or may occasionally harm the community or cause substantial injury to the value, lawful use, and reasonable enjoyment of other properties in the vicinity of the proposed use or structure. I don't think that this does any of that. And so, me personally, while I would like to get sales tax, more sales tax in that piece of property, I don't think that we can deny based on this definition. You know, so I think, in my opinion, I'm going to support this item because I think P&Z got it wrong. So that's my opinion on this.
Councilmember Lamont?
Let's get the ball rolling. I'd like to make a motion on A, to approve ordinance 2021-02, to adopt Exhibit C as submitted and defined in the council packet.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion by Councilmember, or Mayor Pro Tem Lamont, and a second by Councilmember Schaffner. All in favor? Okay, we're voting on the ordinance.
Quick question, clarification. You said on C, where is C?
As
Exhibit C,
defined
Exhibit C.
on Exhibit C, the
On Exhibit
definition.
C.
Yeah, it's on the,
Anyway, is that in there?
so this is item 4B,
It's basically presented, correct? Yeah.
Yeah, take your mask off.
Yeah. Basically what was presented to P&Z that P&Z denied and that we're voting to approve or
right,
deny.
which is found on item 4B, subset A,
Okay. Thank you for that clarification.
or B, not A yet, we're not down to A yet, so B. Okay, all in favor? Does everyone understand which one we're voting on? To approve the definition for the SCP, domestic pet services?
Which is really just B, not A, not the,
B,
not either subset.
right, for B.
It's not
Yeah.
city
No,
vet, it's just,
It's for the ordinance.
yeah,
The ordinance, yes. Ordinance.
definition.
Yeah, ordinance 2021-02, to add the definition for domestic pet services. Okay. All in favor? It's unanimous. Motion carries. So we have 2 more. do I have a motion for,
I'll make a motion for adoption of ordinance 2021-03 by Pet Bar for a special use permit, SUP, to operate at the Trophy Club Town Center within the PD Plan Development Number 30, located approximately 650 feet east of Trophy Club Drive and approximately 250 feet north of State Highway 114.
Second.
okay, I have a motion by Mayor Pro Tem Lamont and a second by Councilmember Schaffner. All in favor? That's unanimous, motion carries. Okay, yeah. Go ahead.
All right, B2, make a motion for adoption of ordinance 2021-04 by City Vet for a special use permit, SUP, to operate at the Trophy Club Town Center within the Plan Development Number 30, PD 30, located approximately 885 feet east of Trophy Club Drive and approximately 165 feet north of State Highway 114.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion by Mayor Pro Tem Lamont and a second by Councilmember Schaffner. All in favor? Oh, okay, all in favor? Because we had a little,
I'll do it again?
okay, unanimous, motion carries. Well, I'm glad we got through that. That was a little complicated with all three of those. So welcome to Trophy Club, Pet Bar, and City Vet. We certainly are happy to have you join us in our community and utilizing your services. I think it's a great thing for our urban setting over there in PD 30 with our so many residents in our new townhomes and apartments and with our pet-friendly restaurants and hotels. And I think it will be a great addition over there. I know Councilmember Schaffner worried about a little bit of sales tax, but, you know, there's some, I don't know about you, but when I go to the vet, the food's pretty expensive, and collars and pet flea and tick prevention and heartwarming, all that stuff, so you get a little bit of that. But I think it's important to also have businesses here that do provide a service to our residents. And I think that's one of the great places of Trophy Club, that we don't have to go outside our bubble for these services, and I think it will be a great addition. So thank you, Mr. Grant Gold, for being here again tonight and for working through this. I know Ms. Payne has done a lot of work on this, and thank you for helping everyone get through this process. And again, welcome. And let's move on to our next item, which I'm all out of order now, so let's find consent agenda. That's easy. We're down to our consent agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve consent agenda items 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9.
Second.
And 10. Oh, no,
Sorry.
Who
I
was-
wasn't finished.
I wasn't here to
All
finish
right.
yet. Who's doing it
Just
first yet?
hurry.
Go ahead.
Take a breath. So moved.
So moved. That's
Sean, you're getting really
Carrie.
slow on the draw over there. I mean, all right. Did you finish your motion?
I think
You
so.
did? Okay. A motion by Mayor Pro Tem Lamont and a second by everyone, by Councilmember Gerasi. We'll do that one. Okay, all in favor? It's unanimous, motion carries.
You're in luck. My thing died. So
Are you, oh,
can't speak the
no.
rest of the night.
Dang it.
Just give me a holler.
We're gonna get it quick then.
Okay, we are down to our individual items. Item 11, take appropriate action appointing 3 members of council to the Council Budget Finance Subcommittee for the purpose of providing fiduciary oversight of the budget and providing input regarding the budget process and administration thereof.
I'd like to nominate council members Greg Lamont, Philip Schaffner, and Gregory Wilson to the Budget and Finance Subcommittee.
Well, I'll second it since you made the motion for yourself.
And you can second. We should have Councilmember Wilson make a third since he's a All right, motion by Mayor Pro Tem Lamont and a second by Councilmember Schaffner. All in favor? It's unanimous, motion carries. And thank you, gentlemen, for taking on that subcommittee. Pretty important one. Item number 12, take appropriate action for mayoral appointments of 2 council members to serve on the council subcommittee for interviewing board and commission applicants.
I'll make a motion to nominate Mayor Alicia Fleury and council members Greg Lamont and Carl Munger to serve on the council subcommittee for interviewing board and commission applicants.
I'll second.
I guess
I was waiting for Carl to say it.
have a motion by Mayor Pro Tem Lamont, and we're going to give Council Member Monger this, so he has to be on it, right? All
I'm
in-
not finished.
Oh, you're not finished with that one? Yeah. All in favor? Okay, the vote is unanimous, the motion carries. Item number 13. Take appropriate action to remove the council liaison position for all boards and commissions and require the board chair to report their meeting summaries to town council.
Second.
A motion wasn't made.
So moved.
All right.
Do you want to make
I
a
make a
motion?
motion to,
That's right.
to proceed with the 2020 416 Tango to remove council members from all boards.
Okay, I have a
Liaisons. Liaisons.
And have board chairs
And the board chairs.
to report.
To report to council. I'll read it here.
Okay,
Okay, so I
just read it.
take the action to remove council members' positions from all boards.
Council liaison.
Council liaison positions
Want me to
from
do it?
all boards, commissions, and require the board chair to report their meeting summaries to town council. Second.
Okay, I have a motion by Councilmember Gerasi and a second by Councilmember Bone. All in favor? It's unanimous, motion carries.
Mike, do you know who Paul Winchell and Jerry Mahoney were?
No.
Oh, okay. I'll tell you later.
That's why I figured I'd bring my glasses today.
Okay, item number 14. Take appropriate action creating a public art committee comprised of 3 council members. This one. I wanted to give a little bit of a, this is the Public Art Committee, and using our hot dollars, our hotel occupancy tax dollars, which were allowed 15%, and we had talked about for things like entry monuments, so this Public Art Committee will be for that. So I make a motion to create a Public Art Committee comprised of 3 council members. That would be myself and Councilmember Schaffner and Councilmember Lamont. Or Mayor Pro Tem Lamont. Okay, I have a motion by myself and a second by Councilmember Monger. All in favor? Okay, it's unanimous. Motion carries. Okay, we did item number 15 earlier with our public safety pay adjustments, so we will move on to item number 16, which is setting the town council meetings for the calendar year 2021. In setting the meetings for 2021, we need to determine the meetings specifically for the months of March and July. In the past, due to the week of spring break, the meeting was canceled, and in July, the first meeting is canceled, but then we have a joint meeting with the MUD. So that would need to be coordinated, and every other month, as usual, is set for the 2nd and 4th Tuesday, except for November and December.
I have no objection.
You're still on my screen there. So does anyone have any thoughts on that?
I have no
Gonna
problem.
stick with what we've done?
Good evening again, Mayor and Council. When we were talking to the MUD, they said any day in the last week of the month of July works for the special meeting for the MUD. If you recall in the past, we've used that as a special meeting where we only covered the fire department budget as business. We did not use that as a meeting where we handled any town business to keep any confusion out of the process. So if you look up at the first part of the month, our second Tuesday of the month actually falls on the 13th, is that correct? Which is significantly after the 4th. So the big question is, do we want to have a meeting on the 13th? Is that far enough away from the weekend of the 4th to consider that to be our meeting in July, and then just have the special meeting at the end of the month rather than doing it the other way around, where we would have the special meeting at the end of the month and no meeting at the first? And that would put our council meeting and a special meeting within the last 2 weeks or within the last week of the month together. So
That sounds good.
Yeah.
the 13th is okay with everyone? Okay,
good.
so then we would move ahead with the 13th in July, and then the only other meeting we'd have in July is the joint meeting any day, and we'll coordinate that when we get closer to the meeting date in July there. And then, as usual, we'll cancel our second meeting in November and our second meeting in December.
Okay.
And then March as well, that's right. So March, the school district's holiday falls kind of in between as well. What's the dates on that, Letty? So the 23rd is a school holiday as well, is what you're saying? But that's away from the week, that's a week after spring break is over. Right. So the real question there is do you want to have your meeting before or after spring break, basically, for the Byron Nelson High School, if that makes any play into your decision-making?
I'd say go for the 23rd personally.
So I think it's up to the guys who have kids.
Yeah, who has the littles?
I have no preference.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
It's
not
all-
the week.
It's all you.
If I can speak.
You have the youngest.
Yeah, if it's not during the week of spring break, I mean,
That's correct.
I'm not worried about it. And then the following week, people are gonna be back to work anyways, so might as well make it the 23rd. It's okay with
Okay.
the rest of council.
Sounds good.
All right,
Okay.
we have direction.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Before we go in executive session, I am so sorry, Nilu. I was totally remiss, and you were supposed to speak during our kindness proclamation, and I forgot. I'm sorry. So please come forward and tell us the exciting news about your partnership with Campaign for Kindness and what you have planned. Nilu is the owner of Artsy here in Trophy Club and is a huge supporter of our community and our schools.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you, Mayor and Council. As Alicia mentioned, I'm Neelu Karbanda. I'm the owner of Artsy, art studio right here in Trophy Club. We are doing an art contest, which is Campaign for Kindness. And since it's Kindness Awareness Month, the theme is Kindness Is. Everybody in the community, all kids are welcome to participate. We need the help of City of Trophy Club to help us promote this event for a cause. All the proceeds from this contest are going to go to Jonathan's Place, which is a foster care for abused and neglected children. Being a foster parent myself, it's very close to my heart. And what better month to do it than Kindness Month? So thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for coming, and certainly appreciate your partnership for the past 4 years, or 3 years, of our kindness campaign and your work with the schools and the community. And it's a wonderful organization that you're donating to, and thank you for what you do as a foster parent. I know that's not easy, and those kids really could use a lot of extra kindness in their lives, so thank you for doing that. And the winners of the art contest, I think you have 2 age groups, and they'll be
We have 3 age groups,
3,
and so
okay.
we'll have 3 baskets for 3 different winners. And the baskets, all the Trophy Club local businesses have been amazing support, and everybody has pitched in something in that basket. So that's a good $400 basket right there, with some free art classes and lots of goodies in there.
Great, and the winners will be showcased here in our lobby for
Yes,
folks
it
to
will
come
be.
and see.
Yes, and we would
Wonderful.
love to recognize those students in the next council meeting,
On the, I think, the 23rd?
the 23rd of February, I
at the end.
believe.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you so much, and I'm so sorry I didn't get you in earlier. You should have just yelled at me or thrown
all
something at me.
It's all good. Thank you so much.
It's been an exciting night. We've had a huge agenda. We had so many people in here.
We did. We're proud of all the first responders.
All the police may be
and
nervous. No,
Everything
I'm
they
just
do. Thank you so much. Thank you all
Thank
for
you
having
very
me.
much. Thank you,
you.
Nilu. Okay, item 17, executive session pursuant to the following designated section of the Texas Government Code, annotated Chapter 551, Texas Open Meetings Act. The council will convene an executive session to discuss the following: deliberate economic development negotiations regarding a commercial prospect pursuant to Texas Government Code 551.087, economic development. Our meeting's back in session at 8:27 p.m. No action was taken in executive session, so we will adjourn at 8:27 p.m.